In today's video, we're going to be tracking multiple days of severe weather, major storms, big time temperature swings, and a whole lot more. In this video, we are wrapping up our current severe weather outbreak, multi-day outbreak that we've been seeing over the last few days, and we are expecting more on the way down the road. So let's just dive into things. Let's take a look at tomorrow afternoon here on Friday, May 10th. What we see is, although our low for the most part is offshore, we do have a second low in between Georgia and South Carolina, and overall precipitation around the eastern and Gulf coasts of the United States here. We even see some precipitation for some of the southern Rockies here, like Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, with especially some snowfall in Colorado. Let's take a look at Saturday afternoon on May 11th, and what we end up seeing is quite a bit of that activity for the Four Corner States into Texas there. A lot here for the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, into the interior eastern states here as well. We're seeing plenty of this activity. Sunday on May 12th, what we see is, again, a lot of thunderstorms flaring up for the south central states in through a lot of the plains. And we do actually have a low nearby, 1005, very, very weak. Really, a 995 up here in Canada is going to be the primary low on screen at this point, but we can tell that a lot of this activity is pretty unorganized. Most of your warmth is over the west at this point for the end of this week into the beginning of next week, with a bit of a trough look in the east. Not too extreme, though. By the time we reach Monday, we see that a lot of this storminess is on the move and headed eastward. 1003 there over Arkansas, 1001 there over eastern Canada. And overall, if you were to take a look at the entire United States by this point, it does appear likely that a lot of different states are going to be seeing at least some chance of precipitation for the day on Monday, May 13th. Let's take a look at Tuesday there on May 14th, and what we end up seeing is that the eastern seaboard as a whole, and some of the eastern Gulf of Mexico, I would say, are going to be seeing these scattered about thunderstorms and some possibilities for severe weather again on Tuesday, May 14th. We do have 1001 down here over Tennessee, 1005 there just to the north of New York State up there in Canada. We are seeing some Rocky Mountain activity, some rainfall and snowfall respectively, depending on your location there. Let's take a look at Wednesday on May 15th here. And what we see is another flare-up of multiple low pressure systems, one there in Texas, one in Kansas, and one in south central Canada, bringing about thunderstorm possibilities for that entire plains region. And again, the southeast still seeing a chance at that as well, but overall pretty quiet there on Wednesday. Thursday here we see 1006 over Oklahoma, so more severe weather possibilities. Doesn't look like anything too substantial as of now, but there will be some chance, and along the Gulf Coast here as well. By Friday afternoon, we see that this takes aim at the southeast. We see a lot of this rising up through this region. And this could bring about another chance of thunderstorms and severe weather for this area. By Saturday, we see that this actually does form into a bit of a nor'easter look, or perhaps a very early season tropical system. That would have to be pretty far-fetched, honestly, but it could happen, I guess. Some sort of system there off the East Coast isn't really too relevant because it is beyond 200 hours, so I'm sure that this feature could look a lot different. Although it is something that we will watch out of curiosity, of course. Sunday on the 19th, that does move offshore, whatever that is, to offshore of the mid-Atlantic. And we have another line of some isolated and scattered thunderstorms throughout kind of the Midwest and southern plains, as well as the Ohio Valley. But again, nothing too major at this point. Total precipitation, we're really seeing a lot of the east is involved here in some of the most activity, but especially now the southeast here appears to be the bullseye for the most precipitation and the most activity through the next 10 days. Now, I also think it's very interesting to note this is your European model's extended outlook for the precipitation anomaly. So browns are going to be below average precipitation, and your greens are going to be above average precipitation. We can see that the west all the way through into the upper Midwest is expected to be below normal according to this model through the next 30 days, which will take us all the way to June 8th. And we can see that the south central states through a lot of the southeast and up the east coast is expected to be above average. Slightly here over the south central, but far above average here over the southeast. And then again, pretty slight over the northeast. These areas in the blues are going to be approximately 2 to 5 temperatures degrees but 2 to 5 inches above average over the next 30 days, which is really far above average if this model happens to be correct. So definitely after a very quiet April, we are expecting to see a big time surge in activity up and down that eastern seaboard area. I'm very curious to track this with you guys and see what ends up happening with all of this. Total snowfall is dying down, especially in the Cascades, the Sierra Nevada there, where we're seeing almost none. And now even the Northern Rockies are getting shut down. It's really just Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado, as well as a little bit of Montana and New Mexico that are seeing the most snowfall at this point. But even there, these amounts are dying down. So perhaps this is really the end here that we're taking a look at. Let's see the temperature pattern. We're warm for now, but we see colder air is on the way as soon as tomorrow afternoon on Friday, May 10th. And really, this is all coming in as a result of this warmer air mass setup over the west. This is really allowing for cold air to dive into the south central states and the eastern states here. And sure enough, we really see this pattern prevalent from the weekend through into at least the midpoint of the week, where we start to get some signs of some warmth around Thursday time frame, so about midweek there. And really this builds in for the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, the 19th here as well. We really see a lot of this warming in the east, and although we see some of these backdoor cold fronts wanting to move down from eastern Canada, we do begin to see a negative PNA developing out west. All that means is Pacific North American Oscillation. All that means is cold or warm out west. So negative is cold, positive is warm. Here we see negative because it's cold, as you can see along the west. And this actually encourages a lot of the warmth to move further eastward from this point. So we should see more warming trends as we reach towards the end of May, is my current expectation. Let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center here. And we do have a general thunderstorm risk area for the Rocky Mountains, some of the plains here as well. And then for a lot of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, the East Coast here, through the rest of tonight. We do have a marginal risk from the Ohio Valley into the Mid-Atlantic. And then also for the further south areas, we have this marginal area in the darker green. We have the yellow slight risk area, which is where we expect scattered severe weather. And then this orange area here, which is your level 3 enhanced risk for severe weather. And that is where we expect a little bit more widespread severe weather to be possible. Day 2 here, we see a lot of the same areas. The Midwest seeing a general thunderstorm risk area for corner states and some surrounding states as well. Then the Southeast, we even have a marginal risk here with isolated severe weather expected, and then your slight risk again for Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina there. For day 3, looking a little bit more subsided, general thunderstorm risk area there for the Ohio Valley, one there for kind of the south central states, and one for Florida. We don't have any extended day outlooks, but again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of that following week do look pretty interesting, so that will be the 12th, 13th, 14th. I do think that even some other days next week could feature some pretty high activity, especially across the south central and southeastern states. So we're going to be watching that closely for more potential severe weather. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe as we do upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.